What we're seeing right now is more and more people are getting vaccinated, and we're also seeing, in general, let's say over the last month, things have gotten better with fewer people, getting sick, fewer cases, and whatnot. What I want to make very clear is that those two things are not related. So we're still very far from herd immunity, and we have a long ways to go on that front. And the fact that things have gotten a little bit better over the last month, and maybe actually kind of plateauing now, that's because of our behavior, because we've been masking, staying distant, et cetera. So just to make sure that those two things are not tied together, in terms of herd immunity, we're still a long ways away from getting there. 100 million doses is far fewer than what we need, obviously, to vaccinate 2/3 or 3/4 of America against this, because of course everyone needs 2 doses if we're talking about the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines.
So we've got lots of people on spring break, and we have lots of cities, including our own New York, opening up. When do we get the third wave, if we get the third wave?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the plateaus, right? The first plateau is around 20,000. The second plateau around 40,000. We're right now plateauing again, but this time at 50,000. So we're plateauing at a higher level, which means that the moment that we take the foot off the gas, the moment we start opening up and saying, hey, we can all get together, meaning unvaccinated people can get together, the moment we start saying that, then we're going to start seeing this go back up. And that's what I'm really scared of. That's what most people are scared of, is that this is not the time to say to unvaccinated folks, hey, go out and get together in groups. That makes no sense. Your graph there shows my point, is that this is the third time we're getting to this point, and we shouldn't make the same mistake, another time. We need to start learning from our mistakes.
Doctor, there was a recent study out of Denmark, I believe, showing that the older population was more susceptible to be reinfected. I'm curious just your thoughts on the 3 variants. Is that playing a role in any of this? And I guess more broadly speaking, not just the older population, but what does that mean for anyone who's been affected by COVID before?
It's a great question, and it kind of gets to the heart of why, if you've had COVID, you're still better off getting the vaccine. Because what they showed is that essentially, if you look at folks that have had COVID once, meaning gotten sick with COVID-19, 6 months out, if you're under 65, kind of younger folks in the audience, then you have pretty good protection, 80% or so protection. If you're over 65, again, those are the folks that land in hospitals and oftentimes can even die. Those folks can get reinfected at a higher rate. So that worries you. If you've had COVID-19, you could get it again, right? Especially if you're in that older category. That's why getting the vaccine is so important, because the vaccine confers, we believe, much better immunity than even natural disease. And a couple of kind of scientific reasons for that. But that's why getting the vaccine is so critical, especially for that older group.
Would it ever make sense for that older group, or anybody for that matter, to get more than the one version of the vaccine? For instance, if you're a parent and you got Pfizer, 6 months from now, would you get the J&J?
Quick answer is no, because we don't have any studies to show that you actually get a benefit from that, right? Like, first rule of medicine is first do no harm. We have no evidence that getting J&J after having gotten Pfizer, like your example, confers better immunity. We don't have any proof of that. And so what I will say is that a lot of these vaccine manufacturers are looking at an extra dose. So maybe if you've gotten 2 Modernas, is a third Moderna valuable? They're looking at that. Is getting a second J&J valuable? They're looking at that. So there may be value there. And you just asked about variants. Maybe getting that third dose or second dose, depending on the schedule, could be valuable to help protect against variants, because maybe getting that third vaccine helps boost our protection against the variant from, let's say, 60% to 80% or whatever it may be. That could be useful. But the jury's still out on whether we do that or not. They're still looking at that.
Dr. Rishi Desai, we always appreciate you taking the time to join us here at Yahoo Finance. We look forward to talking with you again soon.